Hello, Kirbnerd, YouTube, hi. Change. How are we gonna change as not only people, but as a society to move forward from things, from everything, from our differences? How do we move on? How do we change from that? There's a lot to kind of even just go from there. I mean, when we're talking about change is a lot, I still try to change from a person I was to the person I want to be. And I think it's good to want to change. I think change is necessary for growth. I think to grow, you have to change. You have to become the bigger person, I guess. I don't know. You have to be the best in your own head. I think that changing is about wanting better for you, I don't think it matters whether, you change or I change. I don't think it matters if you're changing for someone else. Don't ever change for anyone else. Change for yourself, Change to be better, just like the world around you, right? So maybe don't change for a person, right? Don't become a new person because of one other person. Maybe change for multiple. Change for a community. Change for a lot else. But how do we change as a society? How do we move on from differences and how do we change? And I think it goes back to, I heard a quote, and it's even a song by Gil Scott-Heron is his name. He's a musician back in, I believe, the 70s, 80s, 90s, something like that. He made some pretty good music, but he also had a song called The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Now, obviously, Kendrick, said whatever the heck else, but the reason he said that, and I was watching his interview or whatever, he said that because the first step of change happens in your mind. And so, wanting to change is, it's about, like, you have to change in here. You have to decide that, I want to change, to be better, to be great, I guess. I don't know. You have to change yourself before you change the world around you. That's what he said. I remember that. You have to just do you. You have to be you. You have to create. You have to be the best you that you can be to yourself, right? To your community, to those you care about. Because don't change because, you have to, because you want to be the next top star, and you're doing it because you want to show off in front of these people and you want to be better than everyone. Don't ever do that. Don't change because you have this new girlfriend and she says that she wants to only spend time with you, and all your friends are a distraction or something, and she doesn't want the time away, so you change for her. Don't do that. Don't change because someone tells you to, change for something you want, right? Sure, sometimes if you are a complete asshole, sorry for swearing, then maybe change. Maybe if someone's like, dude, you're kind of an asshole, then you'd be like, you know what? You're right, man. Like, you look at your actions. You decide whether or not they're right or you're right, right? And sometimes, yeah, you can be blinded by your own self-thoughts, but, just be open-minded to that. Be open-minded to changing yourself. And I think once we change as society, as people, as we change as individual people, we will eventually change how our world goes around, how society does its thing. I think it starts with you, though. I think changing starts with the person. It starts with changing your mind, right? So for me, even, I just think, government's terrible. It's not made for us. And that's opinion still, but, I say what I want to say, and you say what you want to say. So, but it's about changing what you believe. Sometimes what you believe it could be right, but it could be wrong. And it's just about changing yourself to figure out what you believe is right and what is actually right. You know, you gotta find an even middle in between the two, right? So I don't think everyone's ever gonna be exactly equal. Communism didn't work for a reason, but I think that once we learn to accept the things we can't change, and change to accept the things that we can't change, then that's when we will begin to heal, I guess, whatever you want to call it, to evolve into I say, better society. So take my words with a grain of salt. I was thinking actually the other day, I was like, dude, why would anyone take advice from me? Because especially last time, because I was talking about success, and I'm like, why would anyone, listen to me? Because I'm like, I've had no success, pretty much. But do whatever you want with this stuff, because you can just write it down and be like, yeah, whatever. And then, who knows, one day I'll be massive on the internet. But anyways, whole point is change for yourself, change for the better, don't change for others. And if we want to make a better world, we got to change for the community, for the people we love. We got to do it for them. And don't be afraid to ask questions. And not. I don't know. I never make sense in these. I never write a script, so take that all with a grain of salt, I guess. I dropped it. Hey, wait. I want to show you this sunset, though. Actually, it's quite nice. Just one little send off. So, see, there changes all the time. So I believe that you can change too, because you are nature. We are nature. We just need to learn to live in it. Live in nature and be nature. Change for nature. Change for life. Change. Kirbnerd. Thank you.